couple of weeks.
Yeah. Cool.
We have to get everything fixed up to open the next round.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's enough time to send people emails saying, here's what happened, for it.
Yeah.
Ready for a match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nonstop.
Good.
And we need to mute ourselves, right?
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check, 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 check.
So what happened was, he bought one big.
I know we have people on Zoom. We're just waiting for, I know Senate President Looney should be here any second. He gave me a call from Pulaski Circle, so. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the March 12th, 2024 meeting of the Community Investment Fund. We'll do a quick roll call. Myself and Senate President Looney are here. Representative Candelora is here. Is the majority leader here? Representative Rojas? And cyber,
Speaker, thank you.
Mr. Majority Leader, Senator Harding's here. Senator Duff is here. I've seen Senator Moore, Senator McCrory, Representative Felipe, Representative Napoli, Secretary Beckham, Eileen Meskel's here for Attorney General Tong. Is Kevin Alvarez or Treasurer Russell out there? Cyber world, maybe?
Yes, I'm online. Sorry, Mr. Speaker.
It's okay. I see Comptroller Scanlon, Secretary of State Thomas is here, Commissioner Reeves is here. Commissioner Gilman, no, Eleanor is here. Yep, for Commissioner Gilman. Commissioner Mascarino Bruno, yep, over there. Deputy Commissioner Pugliese, congratulations on your new gig. Johnny Dock, Chief of Staff to the Governor, and is Matt Brockman here or on Zoom? All right, well, we'll have to make do without Matt. And with that, we'll turn it over to comments. Senate President Looney.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is now our fourth round of CIF recommendations. I think the program is working as we hoped when it was set up, and soon it'll be reloading for the next round. I think the schedule is laid out here for people to begin to get their requests in for our next round in September. So I think today we have a good mix of municipal projects and also those benefiting nonprofits in our eligible communities.
Thank you. Any other comments from anybody on the board before we get into the meat of it? All right, there's no comments. Approval of minutes from the December 12th, 2023 meeting. You should see that in your packet. Since there was a quick motion, there's no time for you to make any comments on the minutes.
I do have
Is there
two small corrections.
We do have corrections. See,
Yes.
that's what I was wondering. Any corrections?
In the attendance list, I didn't make this up, but it's Secretary of the State, and
Oh,
it's incorrect. And it also, at the closing, it said the closing of the meeting was seconded by Secretary Scanlon, but I think he prefers the comptroller job during election season anyway. So if we can make that correction.
is there any objection to those changes? They seem like reasonable changes. So we'll make those edits for sure. Thank you, Madam Secretary of the State. Thank you. And with that, let's take that motion again, Mr. Comptroller, if you don't mind.
Motion.
Is there a second? From Senator Duff. So the minutes are approved as amended, and we'll get those changed before they go final. With that, we'll turn it over to item 4, the CIF project status report. And I think we'll start with Mr. Pugliese.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So after the minutes, you'll find it starts on the back side of the page. You'll see the project status in terms of where we are contracting, in pending closing, pre-development in construction. There's overall, I think I want to draw your attention to the fact that, you will see many of the projects where there's been zero expenditures. Just want to, put things into context. These are large capital projects, and oftentimes there are other sources of funding, municipal funds, other state programs. Whenever possible, when CIF has been the last source of funding into the project, we've been just contingencying that flow in order of funds whenever possible, so that they draw down on their ARPA funds, they draw down on their municipal funds, and all the funds that they said that they would spend on the project, that they actually spend on the project before they pull in the CIF funds. So I think for a while, you'll see no funds being expended on a project, and then all of a sudden the CIF funds will be released at the end. Just a couple of high-level pieces. Overall, in round 2 and round 3, we've been selecting much more shovel-ready projects. And so you can see that they're moving along much quicker than the round 1 projects are. So far to date, we've released a little bit over $2.2 million to projects. In general, projects dollars are released as a reimbursement. So they show that they've expended the funds in an eligible way. Then we release the funds to them. So just about $2.2 million released. In the case of smaller nonprofits, we do provide an advance in case you're worried about capability of taking on such large capital expenditures. And we have one project that is been fully expended, and a second one that we know that the activities are done, and we're just waiting for all of the documentation to be provided. One of those is a round 1 project, one is a round 2 project. So things are moving along. Are there any specific questions from any of the board members on project status?
Any questions from board members? Say none. Did you want to take the opportunity to maybe introduce your successor here?
Sure. Happy to. So Melinda Wilson was promoted at the end of last week into the role of Director of Community Development and Director of the Community Investment Fund at DECD. We're really lucky to have her in this role. She came on board and was here for the board meeting for our round one award. So she's basically been here from the beginning of the Community Investment Fund, been very helpful in the process. A lot of the different changes and recommendations that DECD has brought, she's been involved in that analysis and helping us determine what the right way is to operationalize those recommendations. So moving forward, Melinda will be the point person for any of the board members if you have questions and for any of the applicants. She's great. Everything is going to be in good hands, and I will still be involved as a member of the board now and providing oversight from DCD. So welcome, Melinda.
I just want to let everyone know that I will continue in Matt's footsteps with the collaboration between the House, the Senate, and all of the departments throughout the state. As Matt mentioned, CIF continues to improve every round with all of your help. And we hope to continue that in the footsteps, as I said, that Matt has laid out for DECD and this board. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we welcome you to the new role. And certainly, I think from my perspective, the thing that has been most helpful was Matt's willingness to meet with all the applicants. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of hand-holding or comments, some critical, some just giving people suggestions. But I think that was the most helpful part, is we could send, all of us could send our mayors, our first selectmen, our nonprofits, our city council members to meet and really understand what the goal of the program was and how to make their applications better. And I think that was the most helpful part, probably. So thank you for that. I think, yeah.
Good. Again, wanted to commend Matt and all the work he's done from the very beginning on this, and to welcome Melinda aboard on this. One thing I just wanted to mention, and I think you've been helpful in that. I know there have been times where projects have been identified as potentially meritorious, but not necessarily in the CIF wheelhouse, and that, for instance, perhaps more suitable for brownfield funds or something under Urban Act or something through the Department of Housing. Just wanted to find out if you find a project that is in that category, meritorious but not quite right for CIF, do you actually engage in helping it get the alternate funding? And just how does that process work?
Yes, so whenever possible, we do have those conversations. So I can say specifically there are at least 3 different applications that came into the current round of brownfields that was just due on March 1st that have come through CIF before. Some of them came in CIF during this round. We were able to engage with those communities early on to say, you know, there is a chance that you receive some CIF funding towards this, but let's make sure you submit to brownfield so we can maximize the brownfields money that goes towards this project before it comes into CIF, maybe for the balance. And we've been, I think, Commissioner Mascara-Bruno has been a great partner as well. We have a lot of applications concerning housing as some portion of the application. So we've had a lot more conversations as each round has evolved to be much more collaborative to identify where are there existing sources of funding versus potential sources of funding from DOH, and making sure we facilitate those introductions.
Good. Thank you.
Any other comments or anything? No. And on the housing point, it's well taken. I would say that to members. I think there's a lot of bond authorization still available for housing projects as one of the governor's major priorities. And so it's not to not put stuff in CIF, but there are other funds available that you can work with, particularly if we're trying to build, affordable housing throughout the state of Connecticut. Okay, we'll go on to item number 5, the round 4 award recommendation. And I will turn to, you still going to do this, Mr. Pugliese, last time?
Why not? All right. So you will see there is a schedule for 27 projects that are the proposed round 4 awards, totaling $74,289,926. So just for Secretary Beckham's benefit specifically, this is all of the $175 million that is authorized this year, plus the money that was deallocated from International Hartford back in September. We communicated and we've rolled this over so that we don't have anything rolling over into the next fiscal year. All the funds that we've expended over the 2 years are captured here. Are there any specific questions?
We'll find out. And I would note that Mr. Brockman has arrived, so the minutes will reflect that he is present. Any questions or comments on the 27 projects listed herein in your packet? Going once, going twice, seeing none. Is there a motion to approve the projects?
So moved.
So moved by Senate President Looney. Is there a second? We'll give that one to our newest member, Senator Harding, who has joined us. So sorry, Representative Felipe. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt here on that one. So with that, all those in favor, please signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. It is adopted unanimously. And with that, we're on to item 6 for the good of the order. Any comments from board members? Seeing none, it was a swift meeting. Thank you, everybody. Is there a motion to adjourn? So moved by Senator Dove. Is there a second? Second, Representative Felipe, I'll give you the second on that one, and we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.